Are you wondering what self sabotage is and how it might be affecting you in your life? Then stay tuned. Before we dive in, let me ask, are you someone who loves personal development? I thought so. You wouldn't be on our channel if you didn't. So I invite you to become a rebel for joy by subscribing to our channel and clicking the little bell button so you can be notified each time a new video drops. And we provide new videos to help shift your mindset each and every week right here just for you. So be sure to subscribe, and now let's dive in. Self-sabotage affects everybody, and in fact, it just shows up in a lot of different ways. I often say that it's kind of like the Baskin-Robbins of limitations. It has many different flavors. It can show up in your relationships, in your finances, in your fitness and nutrition. It can show up in your career and dreams and ambitions. It can show up in a lot of different ways. But understanding what self-sabotage is and how it affects you is going to be your ticket out of this tangling web of limitations. So let's start with an understanding of what self-sabotage is. Self-sabotage is defined as a behavior that creates problems in daily life and interferes with long-standing goals. The most common self-sabotaging behaviors include procrastination, self-medication, comfort eating, and forms of self-injury such as cutting. But these are not the only ways self-sabotage can show up. It can also be in yo-yo dieting, in numbing out, in avoiding conversations. It could be in people-pleasing or controlling. Self-sabotage truly is a Baskin-Robbins of limitations. Any way that you are finding yourself holding yourself back, not being able to achieve or accomplish something, or repeating something over and over again, then you are probably caught in a cycle of self-sabotage. And here's the good news. There is a systematic way to identify what that is and to get you out of it. Okay, so if you're wondering, am I self-sabotaging? Let's reverse engineer this. The best way to track self-sabotage is through identifying our beliefs, thoughts, feelings, actions. Let me repeat that. Belief, thought, feeling, action. If the action, for example, is procrastination or avoidance, we need to be able to reverse engineer from there to identify what are our beliefs, thoughts, and feelings that are under the surface. We start with really asking ourselves, all right, what am I feeling right now that is causing me to procrastinate? Well, I'm feeling maybe inadequate. I'm feeling I don't have enough information. I'm feeling a little insecure. I'm feeling a little afraid. Okay, what thoughts have I been having that are causing me to feel this way? Well, I'm thinking that it just can't be done. I'm thinking that I'm only going to fail. I'm thinking that I'm going to bother them. I'm thinking that I'm disrupting them. I'm thinking that they're going to reject me. Ooh, those thoughts and those feelings definitely are key components to why I'm procrastinating and avoiding that hard conversation or doing that thing I need to do. Now, when we really dive even deeper is when we're going to get into the beliefs. Well, what is it that I believe about me that is causing me to think that way in the first place? Now, that's a little bit harder, and that's going to take us into the very first thing that we need to do to get out of this tangled mess, which is, number one, get to the root. When we can dive into the root of what the belief is beyond the thoughts and feelings that are consciously available to us, and we can sink into what do I believe about me? What is the belief system? Well, you probably believe that you're not capable, or that you're not enough, or that you don't matter, or that you're not worthy, or you don't deserve. Ick, right? I get it. But we have to identify what's at the root of us in that stinking thinking that is causing us to behave in a way that is limiting our results. This is truly the path to get out of self-sabotage. And it starts with that very first thing, which is digging into the root. And you can begin to ask yourself questions such as, what do I believe about me? What purpose does this serve? Where did it come from? And how does it hold me back? Asking yourself these powerful questions are going to give you the information you need to be able to start ending this cycle and be able to implement new thoughts that can serve you in a much bigger way. Number two, now we need to release. So the first step is to get to the root, is to understand your role in how you are self-sabotaging. How are you participating in the thing that you do not like or desire in your life? And then once we understand it, where it came from, what purpose it serves, and how it limits you, now we have to begin to release. Now, release can be a lot of different things. We can release the belief, we can release the story, we can release the perception, we can release the emotional hurt and anger that we're holding on to. Whatever it is, this is the piece that needs to be released. And you're going to have to ask yourself and do a little exploratory work to identify what exactly you need to release. Because what you need to release then will tell you how you can release it. For example, if you're holding on to the past, then forgiveness is going to be your key. And if you're wondering, how do I forgive? I got you. Check out this video here. All right, so that is going to help you be able to release that. The other thing is beginning to reframe our thinking, reframe our perceptions. A lot of what we believe and perceive about ourselves is built up on a pile full of assumptions. These assumptions that we've made about the past or what other people implied or meant or interpreted about us has shaped and molded our identities that is holding us back. Look, that is not serving. We need to cultivate and create our own identity that's anchored and grounded in a self-confident, self-fulfilling, self-empowered position. And so you have to identify, what does that look like and what does that mean, and begin to reframe our thoughts to support that new decision. Now, if you're wondering, like, how am I going to do this? Don't worry, I've got you. In fact, you can download my free 2-page self-sabotaging worksheet that is absolutely free by clicking the first link in the comment below. I actually did all of these questions for you in a step-by-step format questionnaire that is available to you. And I'm telling you, it is what I've used to help thousands of people just like you unhook from the cycle of self-sabotage. So I encourage you to grab it right now. It's free by clicking the box below. Before we dive into tip number 3, let me ask you, is this been serving you so far? Are you getting a better understanding of what self-sabotage is? If so, let me know what your biggest nugget is so far, your biggest takeaway, your biggest idea or inspiration. Put it in the chat box for other people just like you to be able to see just how powerful this information is. Okay, with that, let's dive into tip number 3, which is resolve. All right, we got to the root, identifying how we're self-sabotaging, where it's showing up. We're releasing the emotional baggage, releasing the perception, releasing the story, releasing whatever we need so we can move into number 3, which is getting deeply resolved with who we want to be and the outcome that we want to have. This means that we have to consciously create our new position. How do you want your relationship to be? How do you want your finances to be? How do you want your business to be? How do you want your fitness, your body, your name it? Like, we want to begin to consciously create the new vision for who you are and where you want to go. And once we start cultivating that, now we want to begin to get deeply resolved in how that looks within us. So this means that we maybe need to gather new evidence to validate that you are enough, that you are capable. We maybe need to rely on affirmations and meditations to ground ourselves into these new beliefs and carve new neural pathways. We need to have an accountability buddy to support us in this journey and saying that I am enough, I can do this, I am capable. Whatever it is that is going to support you in getting deeply resolved in this new vision is what we need to start to do. You are capable of greatness. You can have this new vision, but it requires us to get clear with what that is and then recruiting allies or support to help us along the way. All right, now that you know what self-sabotage is and the 3 ways you can begin to untangle out of its nasty spider web, I invite you to do the deep dive and do the inner work. As I mentioned before, I've created a 2-page worksheet that's available for you right now that's gonna help you unhook from the cycle of self-sabotage, and it's one that you can go back to over and over again. It is a template that I've used with thousands of students, including myself, to help transform and living the best life imaginable. You can get it for free right now by clicking the link below. Also, if you are desiring and craving a community full of like-minded people who love personal development, love to learn, laugh, and grow, then I invite you to join our Rebels for Joy Facebook community. This is where myself and all of my cool friends hang out to support you in living your best life. You can ask questions, you can cheerlead, you can get cheerleaded, whatever you need, we are here to support you. And the link for that is also below in the comments. So enjoy. If you're ready to be a Mind Fu master and studying yourself on a big scale, then check out our library of all things personal development, from boundaries to forgiveness to self-sabotage. We're here for you. Make sure to hit the subscribe button and share with a friend, and we'll see you on the next video.